Hey guys, it's Robbie and Pete with SUU Aviation here again. We're here to talk about another maneuver. This time is a normal and crosswind takeoff. So the purpose of this maneuver is to transition from a stationary 3 to 5 foot hover to forward flight without entering the areas of the shaded areas of the height velocity diagram. So to set up for this maneuver, the first thing we're going to do is make sure we do a clearing turn. We want to make sure the area around us is clear. We're not going to take off in front of anyone or maybe hit anything. So either way, we'll do a left or a right pedal turn and check behind us as well. Make sure that nothing's coming in. And the next thing we're going to do is a waterfall check or a gauge check again. So starting from the top down, we got no warning lights that are on. Our tachometers are where we want them to be in the green. All our engine gauges are in the green, and we have plenty of fuel. The next thing, we want to make sure that we let everyone know that we're taking off. There could be people in the airspace that don't see us and don't know what our intentions are. So we're going to make a radio call telling everyone in the area that we are on the go, we're taking off, and what our next plans are.
All right, I'll make that call. Pair 1 traffic, helicopter 123 Sierra uniform is on the go, taxiway Alpha, parallel runway 22, right traffic, pair 1.
Alrighty, and after we made our radio call, we've let everyone know what we're doing. We're going to look out at the horizon and slowly move the helicopter forward using the cyclic. Just slight pressure, and we shouldn't have to dip too far down. As we do that, we may need a slight increase of collective to maintain altitude, and we're going to maintain heading with the pedals. At ETL, the lift will be increased and we'll experience what's called blowback. As we do that, we'll need a slight forward cyclic to continue acceleration and prevent the nose from rising. We're going to maintain that 3 to 5 foot altitude with the collective and use our pedals to maintain that parallel ground track. And once we push through blowback, we get to about 45 knots. We almost just want to think about coming aft on the cyclic. Just a slight pressure to initiate that climb, and we want to continue to accelerate to 60 knots. Now, as we're climbing and we come through 50 feet over the ground, we want to grab the helicopter into the wind using our pedals. So we want to make sure we're facing into the wind. And we'll keep that climb up to when we get to about 300 feet AGL. We're going to scan for traffic, left, center, right. Make sure no one's around us. We'll start a turn if needed. Now, some standards that we want to make sure we can maintain when we're climbing, and our airspeed, we want to make sure for private standards is plus or minus 10 knots. For commercial standards, is 5 knots. We want to avoid the shaded areas of the height velocity diagram, and we don't want to exceed our power limitations on our manifold pressure gauge. Additional considerations we want to think about. Per Robinson, 60 knots is the recommended climb and takeoff speed. And some common errors that we typically see with students is applying too much forward cyclic initially. That causes the helicopter to descend, and you could end up, the skids could contact the ground. Another thing is allowing the nose to rise up, passing through that blowback. And if you do that, you could start to lose all your airspeed. You don't want to apply too much aft cyclic upon passing through 45 knots because it'll essentially be the same thing if you'll climb really fast, but you'll start to lose all your airspeed. And then not maintaining heading as your helicopter passes through ETL. Alrighty guys, that's how you do a normal takeoff. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.